down in one step, or you can hold this and then find the right volume for you. So this is quite nice, for example, for monitoring purposes. This can be quite handy. How to set up increment and decrement control via mapped or formapped parameters if you don't have any dials left, any knobs left on your controller, but just want to use some buttons to do this, some MIDI buttons from your external MIDI controller. Hi, I'm Toby from abletondrummer.com. I have a Max for Live solution for you to set this up. So this can become handy if you don't have a controller where you got any dials left to map to do a parameter control in Ableton Live, a mapped parameter control, maybe setting up the volume live on stage where you feel like, okay, maybe a knob is not always the best solution as well. So I have this Max for Live device here, and as you can see, I can have two buttons here where I'm setting up, and they are mapped to this rack, dry and wet macro control. Here down below you can see that here, and if I'm hitting up, the value goes up. If I'm hitting down, it goes down. And this is really cool, if you hold it, it is sliding up, and the same for down as well, obviously. So how does this work and how do you set this up? So first of all, you would need a MIDI controller which is sending a MIDI note or a MIDI CC via the buttons. Both will work, and setting those up it's really easy. What is important is that it only will work with a MIDI controller which is sending a note on value on pressing it down, and a note off value on release, because obviously the sliding needs an off message here as well. So this is the same for the CC. So you need momentary buttons which are sending an off, which is usually the zero value on release. Okay, so if you have this set up, your controller to come in on a track, so we're using the LPD 8 MK2 here, and the track input port needs to be activated, so it will show up on a MIDI track as a possible input here. LPD 8 is the controller we're using here. I'm setting the monitor to in, so the MIDI always will be passed through into this tracks, into the gets forwarded to the device sitting on here. So on this MIDI track I have the up and down slide MIDI control device sitting here. It's actually part of a pack. There are two devices included. I will show you the second device after that. So, and now we are able to set up the direct MIDI mapping for the input here. So if this is set to CC, for example, what you need to do is you need to switch on the decrement and the increment, and then you have S for syncing and learning buttons here. So if I hit S now, you see it's blinking, and it's waiting for me to trigger the button and to detect the MIDI message it should listen to. And that's how easy it's being set up. Same goes for the CC. So if I would send CC, it would detect this automatically here as well. So now I just need to map the parameter I want to control in Ableton Live. So this will work for 90% of things here in Ableton Live, because this logic is dependent on the Ableton API. So for example, if I hit map here, and if I go to instruments, to macro controls, dials in a rack, in an effect rack, MIDI, audio, whatever, it will map this. It will map to sliders here as well, but for example, it wouldn't map to, it maps to the song tempo. I didn't expect this. So there are a few things it's not mapping to, but if you control instruments, audio effects, volume, pan, stuff like that, sense, you can map this towards that. So let's quickly do this. We hit map and it's blinking now again. We go to rack, dry, wet. We click on that, and we see the name in here, so it's mapped already. So if I now if I now hit the buttons, here, it's already mapped. I was just like missing a few words here. So yeah, okay, so that's easy how it is being set up. Let's map this to a different thing here just to show you. Maybe let's map this to the track volume here. So you can see, you can go down in one step, or you can hold this and then find the right volume for you. So this is quite nice, for example, for monitoring purposes. This can be quite handy. So the second device here, which is very similar, is the increase decrease, which I mapped here as well. Let's do the mapping once more for the new buttons here, and it works a little bit different. It doesn't do a slide, but you can set the increment or decrement in steps here. So let's set this to 1. So this would be the normal behavior. Let's go to the rect, dry, and wet. So we can see it's going up in 1 step or going down in 1 step. And maybe if you say, well, actually, I need this to be going up or down in bigger steps. Let's do 5 here. So we can see it's now going up in 5 steps or going down in 5 steps here. So those are Max for Live devices, and they are available as a pack. Just follow the link in the video description here. Important, Max for Live is needed to make use of those. They will work in Ableton Live 10, 11 and 12, but you need the suite version of Ableton Live, or you would need standard and Max for Live as an add-on, otherwise Max for Live plugins can't work. Okay, the mapping here works the same. Just one more thing, you are able to set key mappings here as well if you want to. So the plus and minus buttons on the up, down, X steps. So the second device here can be set to key maps here as well. So I'm now hitting my key map here, and you want to make sure to set the button map mode to momentary, which it is per default if you're using MIDI notes or your key commands here. So you can see the increment and decrement is now being triggered, and I'm just using this via the key map I set up here, number 2 and 3 on my computer keyboard, so that's possible as well. Cool, I hope that gives you some great ideas and some great tools for having fun performing or producing music. Take care, bye-bye.